Let's give it a shot.
All right. Live. That worked.
Yep. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to OverDose Vapes. This is Travis. And as you can see, got a couple people on the panel with me. And we got Panda Vapes and we got Daytime Frank. So what's going on, everybody?
Can't see me. There you go.
Now we can. So I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. We have Monty Marino. Monty came by because Panda's here. So that must be why. Monty's a big fan.
Yeah, I said, you better come to the show. I'm going to be coming on.
So we got Monty, got Saturation Station, Chevy Man VC, James Capose. I'm going to murder your last name.
Yeah, you got it right.
All right. Capose, KBM Productions, Vidwin Nikki B. Hello, girl. Ashley Brown,
Nikki
Drowsy. Blah, 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 blah. Smoke 42K. It's on the chat. I don't know. I pop it out. You can pop it out on the...
no, on my phone.
You'd have to go to my channel. Church, what's going on, brother?
I am on your channel.
Well, then go to chat. It should be there.
It's not there.
Well, I don't know what to tell you then. All right. I don't have time to troubleshoot your chat problems. But KVN Production said hello to you. Very hot. What's going on, girl? John Mueller, my buddy. John, what's happening?
Oh, I must not be signed in.
All right. So, what's going on? Frank just got back from a convention. So, Billy Vapes Max, what's going on, brother? So, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on with the convention? What was your experience there, Frank?
Oh, I had a blast. I mean, I was surprised about how low the turnout was, though.
Really?
Yeah, it was very, very small. I mean,
wow.
It was a large convention, and if they do it again next year in that same venue, they're probably going to cut it in half because there just wasn't. I mean, there was a lot of booths, so I know MVE made their money, but I bet a lot of the vendors weren't real happy. I mean, I was surprised about how.
Turn it off, Panda.
I did.
Quit watching porn during the stream.
This is MVE. Which one? Which one is it?
It's National Vapor Expo. Yeah, National Vapor Expo. So Wittenberg's.
Wittenberg runs. What's the big one? Foxwoods is the big one, right?
Yeah.
That's
one of his big ones, yeah. Like now down here in Charlotte in a couple of weeks we have Showcase.
Okay. Are you gonna go to that one?
Probably, yeah.
See, my
boss is probably getting pissed because I've been taking at least Saturdays off.
We only have one big one where close to where I live. It's close relatively.
Yeah, California, was it 6 hours from me, 8 hours?
Like 12-hour drive. I mean, in all reality, if you drove straight nonstop, you could probably make it 9 hours. But I mean, in all reality, you're gonna stop at the bathroom, eat lunch, blah blah blah. So it's more like a 12-hour drive.
Yeah.
And it's but it is a huge convention. It's ECC Ontario, which is a big one. But there's you would kind of expect because California houses so much of the vape industry, you kind of expect more conventions, but we don't have a lot. So
yeah, you have that one in Vegas in November, I think it is.
In Vegas is the one that I think if we were going to go to one, it'd probably be Vegas because Ontario is fun and I love to go to that one, but Vegas has a lot.
I want to go to one so bad. I've never been to one. I want to go.
They're fun. But Ontario is nothing. Ontario it's literally an outskirt of Los Angeles, and so there's nothing really to do there. So,
well, actually, I had to shave. It was looking like shit earlier. Just asking where my scruff
went. Clean shave.
JFM, no problem. We will see you on here sometime. We're gonna get JFM back on the show sometime. He came on one time. We had a great time with him on the show, so we're gonna get him back on. But he's got a newborn baby.
Yes, he does.
So it's
he ain't got no time for this crap.
That's right.
Yeah, he needs to lock himself in a room and start making some more videos.
I miss some JFM development content.
His recipes are on fire. He's one of my favorite mixers.
Me too. And he makes great videos. His content is awesome. So, all right. So small turnout, but beyond that, saw some cool stuff. Saw the new top fill from Brian,
Dove Pro. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, picked up a Basium. I got the new Vape RDA. Let me see if I can get that. The BTFC. Getting glare off my other monitor. Yeah, BTFC there. I saw the one from Fagan Industries.
Can we see the deck of it?
Oh, yeah.
Pull the top half from the deck.
Yeah, it's a lot like the Reload.
Oh, nice.
Get the focus. There we go. Come on, bitch. Focus. You know
I
how that
see
goes.
it. It's like it goes like this.
It's
the leads, you clip them. They come out the side, and you got to clip them. And you better make sure you get them right, or it shorts out every time.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a design overlook, or what do you call it? Design.
Yeah, and it's bottom and side airflow, but this side airflow is practically worthless because it's so much higher than the coils.
Yeah.
If you put the coil up there to match it, you're almost gonna be kissing the coil. And
does it leak? Is it leaky?
If you drip with it, it pisses out everywhere. Squonking, Nick, though, it's been great.
It's all about that squonk, yeah. Man, everybody's designing for squonking lately.
Yeah.
Because squonking's in.
Yeah, but Vape, they gave me a bunch of swag. I didn't bring any of it up because I was wearing a hat earlier on my show, and I got the little wallet thing with their cotton in it, which it doesn't look like bad cotton. I'll try it. And I'll throw in an RDA, see how it is.
Tell you what, it never hurts to try new cotton because I would have never picked this stuff up on my own, this hip hop cotton.
It's good.
I've been using this over cotton bacon lately, so that's a huge.
I think it's very similar to cotton bacon. It's not. It doesn't compare to cotton bacon, but it's very similar. If you can't I don't even know how much that is, but I've been using it more than cotton bacon too.
Yeah, cotton threads, they were there. I got a whole shit ton of cotton threads, the sample packs.
Oh, I don't like the cotton.
Only thing I just don't like cotton threads because it's all the actual thread ones are 3 millimeter.
Yeah.
And none of my coils are 3 millimeter. They're all smaller.
And in the sample pack, though, you get a little block of their actual cotton. Doesn't have the tips on them. And that's what I used in here because I had to make, this is the Hive 28 millimeter. It's a lot like the Sherman as far as the build deck and everything and the way the juice slots are and everything, where you put your wicks.
I love the Sherman. That looks nice.
Yeah, $60.
I like the Sherman too.
It's all blacked out and shit. It's nice.
Yeah, he has the gunmetal.
So
it just looks a little black.
There's a question for you from somebody up here, Drowsy. Did you get a hold of the Dead Rabbit RTA by any chance? Boom, there it is.
There it is. Matchy. That was a chip that came with it too, so it worked out perfect.
I love the look of that thing.
The wicking on this thing is so easy. I put some 3 millimeter coils in. Triple core fuse Claptons that I spun up this afternoon. 5 wraps, 0.16, 90 watts, and
nice
flavor for days. I would say the flavor on this is better than the OBS engine.
Wow.
Absolutely better.
That's a bold statement. So.
Yeah. And this juice, this is a Buster from Bad Motor Fiber. This is a strawberries and cream. And you can taste every little bit of it through this tank. The muting is minimal.
Nice. So I got some stuff here in the chat that I wanted to address real quick. So Vaping Swag said there's going to be a convention in San Jose, which is very close to, it's closer. It's a couple hours. So that would be something we would definitely go to because we could do that as a day trip and not have to get hotels and all that shit. So
yeah, that's what I do with Richmond. I drove up early. We left 7 o'clock in the morning, got up there around 11, hung out all day, left a little after about 7:30 last night, stopped, had dinner. We were home by midnight.
And then JFM said he got a squonk that's made for Nick salts. Now that would be something I would definitely be interested in.
Vandy Vape.
Man, that's
a little thing too. I saw one there. Someone had it. It has I don't know if it's a 12 or a 14 millimeter RDA on it. Tiny little thing. And it's designed for Nick salts.
And I want to say hello to Vaping Swag. And also, I saw Juan Castillo here. Juan, what's going on, brother? And speaking of, we were talking about the top fill squonk. Now that is a squonk.
Yep.
the top side. That is something that I am interested in getting, and hopefully we will be getting one here on the channel to do reviews of. And that's something I'm interested in just because it's so, first off, it looks aesthetically very nice. It looks like the double barrel from Squid Industries a little bit.
And also it looks like the Fuchai Squonker.
Yes. But then it's got that top fill freaking squonk.
Like on the Fuchai, that's where the battery would go. Mm-hmm. And that's where you have the bottle, and it's like pressurized. And yeah, it's.
See, we have this.
I looked at that and I was just like, Brian, you outdid yourself here. And he was just like,
it's so revolutionary. It really is. So we have this thing that I bought for Panda. She was really in the
flask.
And this works, but it's just like, honestly,
then you have to fill that, and then you got to take your atomizer off, and you got to fill that. I mean,
it's usually just easier just to pull the bottle and fill the bottle.
Well, actually, the dot mod, I can squirt it right in.
Yeah.
The dot squonk, I can squirt it right in.
This one with the
best. But it still gives leaking issues. I'd rather just fill it up.
That's awesome. I like that.
Oh, is that the top fill one?
No, this is the one, the Bassium.
That's nice. Is it a triple battery?
No, it's a dual battery, 180 watt. It's the one Vaping Biker designed. And you just take this apart, and you could actually use a flask and stick it right in here and do it like that. Or you could just take it off the 510, take the atomizer off and do it that way.
I like that.
And
so,
this juice here, this is an RY4.
Redemption
from Bad Motor Fiber. This stuff is nice. Well, you know me, I like my RY4s, and this is
indeed. So I wanted to do a little update on, we talk about this squonk a lot. So we were talking about squonking. This is the rig squonk it's the infamous rig squonk that we have fucking lambasted on this channel many.
Yeah, I'm actually putting it up for trade.
But I have figured out that if you put in these coils.
Still going for trade, Travis.
These coils are 0.04. They're extremely low. But see, that's what we tried before. Before we tried just kind of brute forcing some performance out of it with really low coils.
And he broke it.
But then it melted the fucking wire up in there and kind of melted this whole area. But it looks like these 0.04s are low enough to provide some performance without actually melting it. So if you see me vaping on this squonk and you're like, hey, that seems like a pretty good experience. No, it's still not a good experience. I had to basically make a dangerous build just to get normal performance out of it.
If you're a rig fan and you just want it for your collection and maybe even fix it so it's better, I'm definitely trading it.
She got the idea because I traded my V3 aluminum V3 rig for this V-God, which
I'm not going to trade it for a V-God though. It has to be a squonk. It has to be trade for a squonk or a really nice mod.
That's the thing that's so disappointing about this rig squonk is it's so fucking aesthetically pleasing. It's got the purple really button. Nice. It's very heavy. It's all metal. It's all aluminum.
Basically brand new because I never used it.
The whole inside is all this copper here. Just goes to waste all because of this wire.
Yeah. When I first saw that, when it first came out, West End, Rich West, he had one, and he's a big rig fanboy and does a lot for rig. And as soon as I saw that wire, I said, "Yep, not interested."
It ruins it.
Yeah,
and I have seen
they could have a bar there and it'd be fine.
That's what a lot of people have modded this to make a little piece of copper bar there.
Yeah,
as opposed
that's what we were thinking of doing.
And that's what we would like to do, but we just don't have a lot of experience doing those kind of.
Yeah, mods. I don't want to break it, and then it's useless.
But this RDA here, the Venus RDA, if nobody has, if you guys don't have this yet,
who makes that one?
It's by Stage Vape. I believe this is the only thing they've ever made was this RDA. It is, it's all intricately acid etched and shit.
It's very nice.
It is the best, in my opinion. It is probably my second favorite Squonk RDA ever made, just from the way that the action works. My favorite Squonk RDA, where the hell is it? I think I have it somewhere. I don't know. I don't have it here, but this is a really good Squonk RDA. It's really, really cheap. It's like $20, and the performance on this thing is just amazing. And when I first reviewed this, it was only available in this stainless color. It's available in black and I think blue as well now with the same etching. But yeah, it's a nice little RDA. Pick one up if you're into squawking.
Got a lot of nice detail on it.
And it's just a tremendous flavor atomizer just because of how kind of compact the deck is. You can see the deck is real encapsulated there. Let me see. Boop, boop.
Okay. Yeah.
And the top cap's real concave as well, so it's got great flavor. I love this, even without squonking. This is one of my favorite RDAs. I use it all the time for flavor reviews. It's awesome. So, okay, so who else did you see there of interest?
Oh, see, I saw Brian, I saw Mike, I saw Dear Addy made an appearance. No one's seen him in forever, and he's going to come back to YouTube shortly. He's getting some more stuff done. He bought a house and he's been working on that. So he's doing well. Let's see, I saw Tony B. Got to talk to him a little bit. He was pretty busy. Dave Gerlitz, he's a great guy. I mean, he'll talk your ear off. Christine, Very Vocal Vapors, and she unveiled a partnership with Broadside.
Yeah, saw that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, at the show, they were $175 for the mod and $200 for the kit, I want to say. I think
200 for the kit. What, for the stack?
The culvert with the Admiral.
Oh, okay.
And it has Very Vocal Vapors. They're all individually serialized. I mean, it's sharp.
It is nice. I saw it. Yeah, I like that. That's a really nice mod to begin with, and so any chance to kind of support what she does as well.
Yeah, they didn't have them there on site, but you paid for it there, where you PayPal her, and she sends it over to Broadside, and they get it out pretty quick.
I'm not super into watching a ton of YouTube stuff, but I think what she does is super important.
Yes,
and it's something that we can point to as an advocate and say, look at all the, just look at all of the fucking people that have gone on and shared their stories with her. So it's pretty good what she does there.
Yeah, I saw her do a few stories, not a whole lot. She had the signs there, the Jen Berger Coleman signs, and was taking pictures of that. I got my picture taken with that because I just hadn't actually. I did a picture, but I didn't have one with me holding it. So I did that. But the thing that disappointed me, they had a huge box of vape gear there. I mean, there was juice in there was RDAs, there was mods, everything. All the swag you want. I mean, it was a big, heavy box. I bet it weighed 20, 30 pounds. And I bet $50 they can go into that thing for their tickets.
That's bullshit. But then you said also,
we threw $20 in there, and I was real happy to see, because my wife actually drew the ticket, because when Christine went to announce the drawing, they had already closed the stage up. Nobody was around to run. They already took the mics down, the speakers and everything. Wow. They already packed it in for the night. So that was a bummer. But they pulled it, and there was a lady there, and she was an older woman. I think I may have seen her around before, maybe another convention or something. But a real sweet lady, and she ended up winning. And we were just like, you know what? That's perfect. It would have been nice. It would have been nice to win, because I probably wouldn't have kept it. I probably maybe kept a couple things, but I would have piffed everything else. And I was just really happy to see, someone that looked like they could really use it win that box.
I always love to see somebody win who you can tell can't afford or just doesn't have the means to get those things, So I want to answer a question from Monty Marino. He asked, has anyone tried the Blackberry Jam Monster yet? Sorry, random question. I have tried it. It is if you like
tried the Blackberry?
Yeah, because what's his name? Oh my God, I have so many names swirling in my head right now. Naki, a good friend of mine, he won it in an Instagram contest from the manufacturer. And if you like that Jam Monster thing,
I'm not into it.
The butter, the toast, then you're gonna like the Blackberry one, because it's much the same except it's Blackberry. And it's a well done Blackberry. It's not shittier. So yeah, I mean, if you're into it, I say pick it up. It's not that at all. I get real tired of that shit real fast. The Jam Monster stuff. Yeah. I've tried to vape it so many times. I had all of them for a while, but I kept giving them away because I kept the strawberry one and be like, I'll vape this someday, and then I'll vape it for 5 minutes and I go, man, I'm just bored of this already. So. I did want to, I did name this episode "Adults Like Flavors" or something like that. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, you got
but
it.
I wanted to ask the panel, and I also wanted to ask the chat, what was the flavor that got you? This kind of related to the signs of like I quit smoking with this flavor. What was the flavor that like you said, or even a specific liquid that you said, I can do this. This is the one that convinces me that vaping is something that I can do as opposed to smoking. I have a specific juice of that.
So do I.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I kind of want to see what chat says, and I want to see what the panel says. So we'll start with you, Frank. What was the juice that did it for you?
Banana Bondage.
Nice.
Dory liquid. Absolutely. That was the one that pushed me over the edge, that got me to not even look back at cigarettes. That it was like, this stuff is really good, and this is it.
And I think we all have one of those flavors in our minds, like we know this is the one. Like I had some flavors that I was vaping that I enjoyed, but I was still dual using, right? Yeah. For like the first 6 months that I vaped, well, I started vaping in 2009, but there was no technology there. It was like the blues kind of thing. There wasn't even like tanks and shit. There was cardomizers that I had no idea about. I was using Cigalites. Didn't work for me. Then in 2011, I started again, and I was getting a lot of e-liquid from Mount Baker Vapor, which Drowsy just brought up. Yeah. Thug Juice and Hawk Sauce. Hawk Sauce was my shit. But it still wasn't enough to really get me away from cigarettes 100%. Until I tried, for me, it was Mother's Milk by Suicide Bunny. It was so much more than everything I'd tried up until that point. I was trying a lot of budget stuff, like White Label Juice Company, Mount Baker Vapor. I was trying a lot of these really budget e-liquids, which were good. Don't get me wrong. At the time, for me, it was really good. But like when I tried that Suicide Bunny Mother's Milk, it was like at a whole nother level. And I remember thinking like, and it was, I had gotten a bottle. It was Thanksgiving of 2011. And I remember thinking, I can't go back to smoking after this. Like I was already like down to maybe smoking a cigarette every 2 days. So I was like well on my way to smoking. But after that first fucking taste of Mother's Milk, I never smoked another cigarette again. So it's just one of those flavors. I was just like, God damn, this is really good. Panda, how about you?
Well, I was basically done smoking. Like I was over it. I chose to quit. I just didn't want to smoke cigarettes anymore. But the actual e-liquid that got me in love with vaping was Pancake Man.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, because I was vaping a lot of like I was doing the Zampa box. I was doing a lot of like Vape Wild, and Pancake Man was the first one I actually ordered, and I loved it. Like the deluxe version with the cereal, and I fell in love with it. And then you sent me to Truffle Berry, and that was a whole new world for me. I was like, oh my God, I love this.
Truffle Berry is a very unusual flavor too.
And you sent me the other stuff too, from Spinks.
Oh, Smacks.
Smacks was that flavor you sent me that was very unique.
Pony on Acid.
Yeah, I love
classic flavor.
Travis introduced me to a very high, like better e-liquids, and then it was like a whole new ball game from there. I was like,
and that was my experience too with vaping, was that I was very happy with what I had until I tried this whole, well, I mean, guess like what we would call back then, what we would call premium e-liquid. Now that doesn't really mean as the same as it used to. Back then, premium e-liquid meant you paid fucking $25 for a 30 ml bottle.
Yeah, you paid premium.
You paid the premium price, which is kind of where we came with that. But that was. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
But I was basically already done smoking. Like I made my choice. I'm not smoking no more. Like I'm done.
Yeah, I mean the flavor that really got me to mostly quit was a strawberry custard from White Label Juice Company, and flavors like Hawk Sauce. And there was a blueberry milk from Mount Baker Vapor, which those were what I was vaping mostly. at the time. But like I said, I was still smoking on and off, but really less. I mean, I went from smoking 2 packs a day to where I was smoking a cigarette every 2 days. And so, but I was still smoking. And
I think it had to be harder back then, though, because you didn't really have the stuff that we have now. Like
I had my cutting edge technology that I had at the time was an 11 watt MVP. And that was like, for regulated mods, it was like, that's big time. 11 watts, what, you know? And so we would make these like 2 ohm or 1.5 ohm coils and, rock them in an RDA. And, man, I remember, it was shitty technology. The first like really good vape that I had was a Ego Twist, which you could adjust the voltage on with like a CE4 clearomizer, which had the little string wicks, the fucking
silica wick.
Silica wicks.
Yep.
And that was, at the time was very revolutionary because up until then, we were using cartomizers, which I don't know if anybody here has ever vaped on a cartomizer, but that is not a very good experience. It is.
That's kind of like, I think that's kind of like the ones they had. Like when I first tried, first time it was the end of 2014, beginning of 2015. And I had an Ego pen that shorted out like the first week I had it. The battery shorted out on it. So I had, they still sell them now in the truck stops and probably a lot of gas stations called Vaping Plus. And you fire it, and there's actually a light on the end of it. And it has a little cartomizer tank with the silica wick. And, you don't regulate anything. It's just whatever it is.
Man, I remember the cartomizer. So cartomizers, like when if you go back and watch Grim Green videos from like 2009, because that's how long Grim Green's been doing this, almost 10 years. So what he was back then, it was all like the mod aspect of it was like people were still modifying things.
Yeah.
And so, cartomizers are basically, it's like a little cartridge with filler material in it, and it has a coil in it. And so it's like some kind of filler. I forget exactly what the material is, some kind of silica or something, but the whole thing is filler. And then there's like a coil that goes along the whole length of it.
Yeah.
Some of them have coils at the bottom, et cetera, et cetera. But they're slotted to like 910 as opposed to 510. Like we're all used to having a 510 connection. These were like 910. They were totally different. And then so basically you would just like juice that up, and then you would put a little drip tip on the top of it, and you would vape that. Then they made what was called a cartomizer tank, which was just a tank that you would put your cartomizer inside of, and then you would fill with juice. And so that way you didn't have to drip onto the cartomizer.
Okay.
Those were not very good. I mean, it's just
all over the place. Yeah,
and it's just the flavor. I mean, it's this material that's not cotton, and the flavor just wasn't very good. And I remember fucking Grim Green, when I first started watching him, he had this mod that did like 9 volts or 8 volts or some shit. And he was putting it through this like 2 ohm coil. And he was like, this is the most satisfying vape I've ever had. And he's like blowing this little tiny cloud. You know what I mean?
Kind of like what you get off the pod system now, right?
Yeah, oh man, we came so far in vaping. And I'm like, dude, this is so crazy to watch.
I finally did pick up a pod system while I was there. I just picked up a little boulder.
Boulders are great. You can rebuild boulders, which is really awesome.
I was looking at the coil, and I'm like, all it is a single wire with some cotton. And I'm like, I could rip this apart and redo it.
Yep, you can definitely rebuild those. Which is why I was really excited about this Vagon, because it's the same thing. It's just a little coil in here.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking, what do you call it? It's soldered to the connection.
Okay.
I don't even have a soldering iron, so, not what I'm going to be doing. But, the boulder is great. It's cheap, so.
Yeah.
So All Day Vape said he's waiting for some white girl.
I'm actually going to send him some white girl because he's sending me some coils. So we're doing a little trade.
There you go.
I have it. It's ready to go. White girl is.
I better get some coils.
Oh, he already mailed them, so.
Oh, well, I'm going to be stealing yours then.
I will share. I'm gonna get the white girl real quick.
He's going to go hit a white girl. Oh shit, we better call cops. We're a duck panda.
I am a white girl. I'm Puerto Rican, so I'm safe.
We're just about there. I mean, it's not 100% ready to go yet, but I'm going to send it to him. I've been vaping it ADV, so if I can vape it, you can vape it. I mean, I would let it sit a little longer. This is
I
a,
let mine
what, like
sit
2
for a
months
month.
ago, and I put it in the back of the cabinet, and that's where it's still sitting.
it's
Just like me. I let mine sit for a long time until it gets that sweetness and so good.
It's got a ridiculous steep time, but it's so worth it when it's finally done and it's finally steeped. It is, man, it's so good. And I'm
He
not
always
trying to
tries to steal mine. I'm like, nope, don't touch mine. Mine's sitting.
Well, you want a little tip to that, since you let it steep so long, instead of using Cat V1, use Cat V2
for the custard.
It'll change your life on that one.
I'll have to try that.
Especially for as long as you normally let it steep. You let it steep a couple of months. Oh yeah,
There's so much going on here, though.
As soon as he makes it.
Ice cream.
Well, yeah,
I started drinking it right away. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, you can get away with shaking vaping it, but it's not great yet.
Yeah.
I like
I'll
mine.
try that V2. I'll definitely try V2.
Yeah,
so somebody said
a little bottle. Just try it out with.
Dustin Vapor said something here that I really just kind of want to touch on. He said, Aspire Nautilus was the game changer. It really was. But then right after the Nautilus, that's when we had the motherfucking sub-ohm tanks came out. And I have to argue that was honestly the biggest game changer. Because everybody was about blowing clouds. It was all about blowing clouds. And and there was just nothing on the market tank-wise that allowed you to do that. And when that came out, like the with the fucking Kanger Tech sub tank, and then the Aspire, I think, released one too.
Yeah, they had what was it called?
Which was arguably the more popular of the two. Kanger's was popular, but then this other one came out, was much more popular.
Yeah, well, the coils for the Kanger one's still being used today in the billet boxes.
And the Aspire one too are also being used as well. Yeah. But then like that, and then those were okay. They're 0.5 ohm coils, which back in the day, that's what everybody told you, don't go below 0.5. And so I've been using mech mod since the beginning. Like I had a clone mech mod that I used back in the day. It was a clone of a Filipino mod. Forget the name of it, but I never got the best experience from that because everybody said don't go below 0.5. But then one day I didn't check my ohms, and I was doing a build that I'd seen like Rip Trippers do or something. Yeah. And I was really low. It's like 0.1.
Was it a zipper coil or something?
Something crazy. And I remember vaping and thinking like, wow, this is amazing. And then I checked the ohms, and when I saw the ohms on that, I'm like, that's why I'm not having a good experience, because I'm vaping too high of ohms. And you do the math, and it's like, okay, I'm pulling too many amps from this battery. But then after a certain amount of time, you realize like I can really get away with this if I'm smart about it, you know. And so that really changed it for me, was being able to really fully utilize mechanical mods, because I never really enjoyed regulated mods. Just never really was my thing. So, but yeah, all about the fucking mech mods. But it's funny. So we started, I would say, arguably, that the sub-ohm tank really revolutionized things and really opened up vaping to a whole new group of people. Yep. Made it very easy to get a really nice, fun vape experience, because that's one thing about vaping that you can't discount. It has to be fun. Yes. It can't just be about replacing nicotine, which is that's vital as well, but it has to also be an enjoyable experience. But now we have things like this. We're still using sub-ohm tanks. This is the Draco kit from OBS, and it's like a 0.5 ohm. Well, this one's like just 0.1. But so we're still in, like that tradition of those sub-ohm tanks still is being used today to help people get away from smoking. So.
Well, we know that 95% of vapors in the United States, around the world, they're not watching YouTube. They're not following advocacy. They're not doing any of that. They're going in their vape shop. They're buying their coils for a sub-ohm tank. They're buying their 6 milligram e-liquid, and they're walking out the door.
Yep.
And that's what they're marketing to. I mean, something like that, or the the smoke sticks, the 80-watt sticks, and
definitely. Stuff. No, definitely. I always recommend something either like this or the smoke stick to people, because
get started.
Most people be satisfied with this for their whole experience. They'll never need something else, right? But let's say that you get into it, you're really enjoying it, and you want to try an RDA. Okay, you can pull this off, and you can throw a fucking RDA on there, like all the way down to like point. This is, I think, can fire to 0.06 or something like that, or 0.09. something like that. And so you can have a really good experience vaping this with a tank, with an RDA. This can grow with you. You can grow with this. And so I always recommend this. We've come so far with vaping technology that you can buy something like this when you first start, and this can be a thing that you use forever. You know?
Yeah, I remember my first mech was the Wild Wolf. I think with Tofo made it. It was a 26650, and the top cap, you unscrewed it, and it actually had an ego pen connection.
Wow. I remember those. I remember when you had to fucking provide those ego fucking connections. Yeah. I have a mod somewhere around here. It's like a slider mod, and its main connection is a what do you call it? Ego pen connection. It's a mechanical mod, and but it also comes with a little beauty ring, so you can use a regular RDA on it.
Yeah, that's the way this one was like a big, thick. I mean, I still have it in the garage in my retirement box. Yeah,
with an ego tank on.
Yeah, you could throw whatever you wanted on that thing. It wasn't going to hurt it, and but it would literally fall apart.
Yeah,
it was just made like shit. I paid like $50 or $60 for it too. I mean,
Tofo has come a long way. All those companies have come a long way. You know, like when we have companies that people don't really talk about. The Kanger is one of those companies that's still around. People don't really talk about them anymore, but they're still putting out fairly good stuff. Tobacco is a company that was very important to me because they made tons of clones and stuff back in the day, and I survived on was clones. I was in college when I first started vaping. I'm a late bloomer to college. I went much later in life than a normal person would. So I was broke all the time, and Tobacco and those companies, man, they really.
And you could use any coils when practically. Yeah, you could use the OCC coils from Kanger, whatever they fit in there. Yeah, I actually saw Tobacco super tanks at the show yesterday.
Super tanks are amazing. I have a super tank RTA, and it was the first RTA that really gave me an experience similar to an RDA. Yeah. It's the glass on it is so. I've actually gone through 3 of them because the glass is just like fucking the worst glass I've ever had. Yeah. And even the one I have right now, it has a big crack in it, but I'm just very gentle with it, and I love that thing, man. I love it. Yes, I do want it all day vape. I do want your clone Dos Equis parallel mech box. Absolutely, 100%. I love those things so much. I'm a big fan of clones still. I mean, this right here is a clone. You know, and hate on me if you want, but like AV clone stack mod. These guys are not hurting because I bought this clone. Say what you want about it. These guys, if I was to buy this authentic, it's like a $500 mod.
Yeah.
And good luck finding. Go to AV's site and try to find a fucking an Able stack with the carbon fiber wrap. They just don't have them. So, you know. Oh, the Tofo Lush. Yeah, man, that was a good RDA. I remember the Lush. They still make those. Kanger went to crap. Somebody said, yeah, they're not the same as they used to be. But you know, again, Kanger was never really that great of a company. They just got a lot of attention because they released that sub tank. So, and then one person said that they don't understand cloud blowing and never will, but whatever floats people's boats. It's not for everybody, you know. And to me, I'm not like going to cloud comms or anything, but it's a part of my vaping. It's a part of what makes vaping fun to me, and it's a part of why I keep vaping. You know, it's a part of what kept me away from cigarettes. Was that it was like this cool blowing a giant cloud thing. Yeah. You know, it's just part of the experience. So
that's one thing I've never done. I've never gone to a cloud comp. I have no idea how to do tricks. You know, I could barely blow.
Travis tries.
I
can do O's kind of now. And when I'm by myself, I try other things. But
he was literally like, one time he was like addicted. Like every time I turned around, he was doing it. He got really good.
One of my panelists from my show sending me messages on Facebook, making a couple of changes to the show.
You're going to make some changes to the show?
Yeah, well, I mean, not really, nothing drastic. Just having another full-time panelist and kind of dropping one off because it doesn't seem interested anymore.
Okay.
So I told him change the thumbnail.
It's important. It's something that I'm learning too, is that you get really caught. I've been doing this channel for 4 years, and you get really caught up into doing what's comfortable, and you kind of get this routine, but then that's not exactly fun for the people that are watching, and it's not really fun for you at a certain point either, so yeah, I'm actually going to be making some pretty big changes for the channel here. First off, more content, because I know that that's one thing that I've really been slacking on. I looked at my recent uploads, and it's been very sporadic. I mean, two a week, including the live show, like one review within the live show. That's not enough. And but I want to do more. I want to keep doing reviews, but I also want to do more. Like I talked last week about like doing like a how-to series, and like simple shit. How to make a regular coil so that anybody can make it. How do you shop online? What are some reputable sites? Like, people just don't know those things. And so, yeah, I want to do that.
Yes. That's a great way to go with it, because that's not like you need product.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I have a bunch of juice reviews that we have coming up, and a lot of them I may go back to doing a review from the road and just sitting in the seat. And I got to get a new mount, though. I broke mine last week. I stepped on it in the sleeper. I was sitting on the floor. I went to take a step, and it was a crunch. It's like, oh.
Did you find your tanks and shit?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Excellent.
Yeah, they were right there where I thought they would be.
Excellent. I tell you what, like, I would like to get away from you talking about not needing products for reviews. What I've always wanted to do was to not get products from companies, because there's a certain percentage of people who are always going to say, you got that product for free, I can't really trust your opinion of it, right?
Yeah.
And so I would like to not have to be able to get these products from companies, but just financially, I could never buy those. I could never buy all the products. And so maybe someday, once I get to a big enough point, I can figure out some way to kind of skirt these companies, like the direct manufacturers, and maybe work with like a store or
a wholesaler or something like that, an online vendor.
Exactly.
Because a lot of online vendors, if they like your reviews, they'll put them on their website.
Exactly. And we do work with a couple online vendors. I mean, Heaven Gifts, which they work with everybody. We work with them quite a bit. But there's also another one called Vapes. And the thing about working with online vendors is that if you give a bad review to a product, they don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
They will continue to work with you because they're getting the exposure for their site no matter what.
Yeah.
I've lost some really important to me connections in the vape industry because I gave a bad review. And so they're basically like, I'm never going to work with you again. And it's like, it is what it is. If you can't take a little bit of constructive
criticism. It makes you wonder about the other people that are working for them.
I don't wonder. I know most people are full of shit, and that's just how it is. Most people.
That's what made me stop watching a lot of the YouTubers that I used to watch because of the stuff that I hear from you. And then I'm like, hey, now I can't really believe a word they're saying.
I had a manufacturer tell me, and I told Panda this, and I'll tell you guys the same thing. I had a manufacturer, this is a big manufacturer, serious, big-time company, tell me that the bigger reviewers, that it's very common. It's like the common practice is they start at $2,000 to have your product reviewed by these big people. And I mean, like when I say big, I don't even mean super big. I mean, you got 30,000 subscribers, you're getting $2,000. And some of these bigger ones, and that's where they start, $2,000. Okay, so the bigger guys, they demand even more money, $5,000, $10,000 to have your product featured, and with a pretty much guaranteed good review. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, I will watch some people's videos, but I always take it with a grain of salt.
Well, there's a couple of reviewers that they'll give you their honest opinion, and they are being paid to jump the queue.
Yeah.
But that's all they're being paid for is to jump the queue. They're still going to give an honest review. They're going to, if it's a mod, they're going to, regulated mod, they're going to break it down. Yep. They're going to take it apart, and they're going to tell you what's good about it, what's not good about this. These connections suck. These connections were soldered right. And then you need to know a lot about what you're doing. You have to have an electronics background, stuff like that,
I have no problem with somebody taking money to like say, okay, you're going to go from being 30th in line for a review to first.
Second. Yeah, first or second. Yeah.
That I don't mind. Okay. Mm-hmm. But it's like the people that you know are like just shady, and you know they never give a bad review. And you can look at chat right now. Smoke 42 Vape is saying the person that I'm thinking of when I think of this. Yeah. And then and Dustin Vicker also said Ambition said last night it's 2,000 and 5,000. That's what I've heard.
I actually believe his reviews because he's given bad reviews.
No, and I think what he's saying is that Ambitions said on his show that's what people are getting.
Yeah.
I trust Ambitions actually quite a bit. I think that he's a stand-up guy. But I mean, Rip Trippers, I'm just going to say it, Smoke 42 Vape, Rip Trippers for that reason. When's the last time you saw Rip Trippers give a really, really bad review?
I've bought stuff because of his review and it was shit. Like it literally just sat on my desk because it was shit. It was nothing like he said it was, and it was garbage.
And here's the thing: the guy's the biggest vape reviewer on YouTube.
Yeah, 1.1, 1.2.
He has a lot of influence over people.
Yeah, and so and you have to just take it like this: he is not a reviewer. He is a
promoter.
He's a promoter. Yeah. He's basically just an extension of these companies' promotional departments.
Well, you're seeing a lot now is a lot of these reviewers are basically turning into the quality control / R&D departments for these companies.
Definitely. Well,
especially the quality control part. They're sending them, the first run before the final retail version, and there's all kinds of flaws with it. And then the reviewers are going back to these companies and saying, hey, this was loose. This isn't right. That's not right. Change this, change minor things, obviously not big design changes unless the product's total garbage. And then they're going back before the retail packaging comes out and they're fixing their errors.
So they're basically an employee.
Yeah, they basically are. And then there's the literal sense that, and I'm not bad mouthing anybody who has a product on the market right now, okay? Because I got a lot of love for those guys. But when you're working directly with a company and you're literally you're in business with this company, it's what are you in the are you part of the industry now? Are you a reviewer now? I mean, what exactly is your place in this?
Yeah.
In this
I mean, like
space?
This is Heathens.
Yep.
This is Fagan's. This is Dean's. Yep. I don't even see that many products coming out anymore that aren't.
Yes.
Have a reviewer's name on it.
Yep.
I realized that today. I was just like, I was thinking about everything that's new that's coming out, and Mike has the recurve. He's got the intake. He's got the recurve squonk mod now. His name's on multiple products. Fagan has the Nada and has the BTFC.
Even small people.
Yeah.
Fucking Timbers has got a product coming out.
Oh, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, it's got a product coming out.
Johnny Drips worked as a co-designer on the Warrior.
Tons of people have stuff coming out, and you know what? And here's the thing: I get it as a YouTuber in the vaping space.
Yeah,
you have to find a way to monetize yourself because you're not getting any advertising money. You get very little advertising money, and so I get it. If you want to make this your job, you have to figure out a way to monetize that. Yeah. But it just calls into question like all these kind of ethical concerns about what is your place in this space now? Are you an influencer? Are you an advertiser? Are you a showcaser? What are you anymore? Phil Bastardo is a great example of somebody who I trust, not even so much because of his opinions. He gives very few opinions. The guy just fucking goes into so much detail that it's like he can't help but find flaws and stuff. And so, and he works very closely with Inikin. I mean, the guy has products through Inikin and shit. Him and Greek, the vaping Greek.
Yeah, him and Dimitri and both.
But I still trust his opinion on, not his opinion, but I trust his showcases of products because he gives so much detail that if there's something wrong, you're going to see it. It's not like this glossy, like once over of this product. The guy fucking tears it apart.
Yeah.
And so,
well, that's how DJ LSP got started. him and Basardo, well, he learned from Basardo about breaking. Well, he knew how to break stuff down because of his electronics background. But Basardo was the first one to do it, and then Daniel kind of came in after him because Basardo doesn't do as much as far as the YouTube side of it. Yeah, Chevy Man says about Mike has the icons. Yeah, that was his first projects, and his juice line. That's his company though. The juice line. That's not. He's not doing that with anybody else.
He doesn't do juice reviews either. No. And so, and then back in the day, that's what all those guys. And that's what all those guys did back in the day. Like, Grimm, all those guys. They would have juice companies, and they would just say, "I'm not going to do juice reviews."
Yeah,
and so that's why
that becomes a conflict of interest. If you own a juice company, how can you review somebody else's juice?
But then now we're talking. Okay, now let's talk hardware. If you have hardware on the market, let's say you have an RDA on the market currently, are you going to be totally fair, even if it's subconscious? Are you going to be totally fair about other RDAs? It's just it's one of those things. I think we all have
it's something to think about, but. With so many of them being all these new products being attached to other reviewers though, and a lot of the larger reviewers, especially ones that have products out right now, they're all in the same clique for the most part.
Yes, they are.
So let's say the Aquitas, Mike will give a fair review on the Aquitas, or Ryan or Heavy or whoever. We'll give an honest review on it, and and Derek will be Derek being a straight up guy. If someone finds a flaw in it, something a design issue or whatever, he'll go back and look at it. Maybe he'll be able to back it up, saying, "Oh well, you didn't do this or you didn't do that. That's why you're not getting the same experience that I've received," and stuff like that. So they all work together. And if they can all work together and keep there's always going to be egos.
Yep.
But if they're all on the same page, then it just helps the consumer.
Shane just said something really interesting that I didn't realize. He said that Mike released a bunch of products with Vandy Vape. Vandy Vape was like the forefront of releasing products with reviewers. Then he gave an honest opinion about not liking the Capstone RDA, and then they stopped talking to him. And so
they stopped talking to him before that.
Yeah. And I think that
too, though. I mean, it's
and Vandy Vape kind of, I think, wanted to have a stranglehold on that clique of people.
Yeah, and they lost it.
They kind of started breaking away from that. I think that's when there's a lot more behind the scenes to the Vandy Vape thing than just his review of the Capstone. So
yeah, I mean, you figure Bogan had his bonds with Vandy Vape, and Mike was the first one to work with Vandy Vape when they first started. Him and Tony B.
I think that maybe there's room for conversation here about, like, okay, if you have a product with this company, maybe don't review products from that company. I don't know. I mean, that's not my point to do it, because I don't have a product with any of these companies.
No.
But it's funny because there's like it's funny because I was going through Instagram or something, and somebody a reviewer was releasing a product, and I'd never heard of this reviewer. So I went to their channel. They had like 1,800 subscribers, and I'm like, where's my fucking product?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's like I was asked today. When are you gonna have one shots coming out? I'm like, no.
I would like to release White Girl as a one shot. It's just about finding somebody that I would want to work with as far as releasing it. Because I would like, hey, I'm like anybody else. I need fucking money. I work a real job, and not that YouTube is not a real job. If people do that full time, I get it. It's hard. But like, hey, I'd like to make some extra money. You know what I mean? But now it's like the industry we're under such fucking duress because of the FDA that not the same as it was. So,
Well, that's like I was asked, I was talking to a few of the juice companies yesterday, and I had my butterscotch custards. I was vaping, on my Pulse, and a couple. I'm like, oh, can I try that? I'm like, yeah, sure. And one guy was like, oh, how much you want for this recipe? I'm like, dude, it's a public recipe. You want it? Go fucking take it. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm always afraid of that too.
And then I'm asked, about one shots. So I'm like, I don't think I'm that good, but if you think so, maybe. I know a lot of DIYers that are releasing one shots with companies, with Sheps or with eSig, ECX in Washington and stuff like that. So, I mean, if any of them want to approach me on something, yeah, sure, I'll do something.
Yeah. Yeah, I would never turn that down. It's just about I want to do business with people that I like and I respect.
Yeah.
And like there's only a couple companies that I would even consider doing it with. And they're not like big companies, just like smaller people.
Exactly.
And if they were ever to approach me about it, I would definitely be into it. It's just, but I'm also not going to fish that out there and be like, hey, will you do this for me?
Like I had a company approach me yesterday. We talked a little bit. We exchanged phone numbers and that. And they may be interested in having me do some recipe development for them.
That'd be cool.
And I was talking to my wife about it on the way home. She's like, oh, that'd be great and all that. I said, well, here's the thing about doing recipe development for a commercial manufacturer. You are limited, so you have to get even more creative because you're going to be limited to, Capella, Flavor West, TFA, maybe Liquid Barn, maybe a little bit of Inawera, but Inawera you can't trust anymore because they're constantly reformulating their concentrates.
Well, and you have to be able to buy it in bulk, and a lot of those don't have sell in bulk.
Well, that's why, like, your TFA Capellas and Inawera actually has a good wholesale system. All right, Shane. Well, then you have me. You corrected me on that.
I don't watch any of those guys, so I'm so far out of the loop with those guys.
Yeah,
but,
I haven't paid. I mean, I actually did watch Mike today because I knew he had just released today a tutorial on how to put the build in wicking the dead rabbit tank, and he was spot on. I did exactly the way he said to do it in his video, and it's whisper quiet, and it's wicking perfect. So kudos to Mike. He did a great job on it.
So what's up, Gizzard Stews in the house? What's going on, brother? I did want to touch on something that somebody said. Blah 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 blah. Where the fuck is it? Oh my god. Oh, where is it at? Okay, so Lewis wanted to know one shot, question mark. So one shot is basically just a bottle of concentrated flavors.
Yep.
You mix yourself with VG and nicotine. So it's just like a DIY. It's DIY made simple for people.
Yeah. Just, like how Big Boss Vapes wanted to ask me about my one shot. You can comment on my video today.
Thank you for the $2. Vape Ross Vape. VRV. Yeah, Frank, where the fuck's your one shot? Where the fuck's your one shot at, dude? So before we end the show, and we'll wait till Panda's getting back, but you can start. What have you been vaping on this week, Frank?
Well, I basically started yesterday and today with all this new stuff I got from Bad Motor Fogger. You can check them out, badmotorfogger.com. I got this Redemption Reserve, which is an RY4. Buster, which is strawberries and cream. And this one, Jumanji, it's a melon based. It's basically a fruit salad. It has a lot of melon in it. So that one's they're all quality, clean liquids. I mean, I know Ron personally, the owner, and he has a mixer too, but he runs everything over there, and he does a lot for advocacy. Another reason why I've had zero problem supporting him, and I'm going to do some honest reviews for him, and I look forward to working with him in the future.
Excellent. All right, babe, what have you been vaping on this week?
I actually been vaping on a Florida-based e-liquid, but you can order their e-liquid off of Instagram, which is called Frupa, on an Instagram, and they have a new one called Twist, and they also have
Twink.
Twink. Yeah, Twink, and it's like a strawberry cake thing. I don't know what it is, and it's really good.
The strawberry Twinkie is what it is.
Yeah, it's really, really good. And Frupa, it's been my favorite since I lived in Florida. It's amazing. It's a cereal cake too, and
it's really good.
And it's got marshmallows and stuff like that. And they also have a lollipop, right? Wasn't it a lollipop?
Mm-hmm. And
their e-liquids they don't make a lot of them, but I think they only have 3 e-liquids, but they're really, really good. And you can go on their Instagram, Frupa, and order through there. They're amazing e-liquids. They're a little thin, but they're good.
Yeah, we know if they're a little bit thin. You know if they're a little thin when we got them. So they sent them to her for review. Okay. They're really, really good. So the Twink, I'm loving it. It's a fucking really nice, dense, cakey e-liquid. It is a little bit thin.
They call it Twink, though?
It's Twink. Yeah, it's called. Which is also a term in the gay community. If anybody doesn't know.
I don't know if it's upside down. Yeah, and I haven't tried the lollipop one yet because I'm not really big on candy, but this one's, I'm surprised I like it because it's got strawberry, and I'm not big on strawberry, but it's really, really good.
Yeah, that's another one I've been vaping this week. I picked up yesterday. It's basically a Skittle. It's called Rainbow Tears, a company called Juice Maniacs, and it is the best Skittles vape that I've had yet. And I'm not a candy vapor. And I'm like, I looked at it, I'm like, oh, it's not my wheelhouse, but I'll give it an honest try. And put it on.
I think I can vape some Skittles.
On the drop solo, and the very first pull you get off of it is you get a slight floral note, but then after that it smooths right out, and it's really good. I got to make sure I save enough of it to make the review of it.
I've never had a good Skittles.
It's a 100 ml bottle, so I should be okay.
I'm super interested to try it because I've never had a good.
I never had Skittles at all in a vape.
I remember that was like one of the
couple, and they were not good.
That was one of the gas station flavors from back in the day.
Yeah,
it was like Skittles and shit like that. It was always like gas station flavors, watermelon, bubble gum, shit like that. Yeah. Lewis just Googled Twink. You're gonna learn a little bit of something about the world when you do that.
Yeah. Well, Smoke 42, I want to thank you for the sub. I saw that come through.
That's awesome. Oh, everybody go fucking subscribe to Frank, man. He's got some good videos, some killer videos.
I'm almost to 400, so.
That's what's up. Does a lot of DIY stuff. It's amazing stuff. You can learn a little bit about DIY. Go hang out with him. There's some live shows. Does a live show on Sunday. So.
Yeah. Mixing in the kitchen. This week we did apples. Next week we're doing lemons. When life brings you lemons, what do you do with it?
You make some fucking lemon pound cake.
Damn right.
Yeah, there's too many people in here for 7 likes.
Yeah, give me your thumbs, motherfuckers.
I'm seeing 25 watching, 18 likes right now.
Excellent.
18?
Yeah. You guys came through.
The phone, you never get accurate on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I tell you what. Thank you to Lewis for the subscribe. As Shane said, I vape zero candy or fruity liquids. I'm pretty much there as well. I vape mostly 99% of the time, like some kind of decadent dessert kind of, and we'll all find those things that we get into, that we kind of gravitate towards. Some people are straight fruit vapors. Some people are more dessert vapors. Whatever works for you.
I tend to like candy vapes, but I don't gravitate to them.
No.
Like I do desserts. Like
now my wife loves candy.
I'm like, it's good. Well, maybe if after I review the lollipop, if it's good, I'll hand it to her.
Shane Smith, thank you for the sub.
All Day Vape said, I vaped one fruity liquid, and it's only at work. Dewberry cream from Kilo. Dewberry cream is not a bad flavor. I actually have that in the closet. It's going to be part of a giveaway. We have, so I haven't really talked about it a lot, but so we have, from past reviews, we have 2 reviewers in the house. We have a lot of e-liquid that it's good e-liquid. It's just shit that we're not going to vape. And so we have 3 boxes at this point, and we're kind of, adding to it. And we're going to split it up between me and Panda, and we're going to do some giveaways while we still can before they totally just fucking outlaw that.
Yeah, right.
The whole giveaway thing.
Your chance to score, you can call it that.
Or I'll just do it on Instagram if that happens.
Absolutely. So we're gonna figure that out though. So look forward to that. I haven't done a giveaway in quite a while, but we're gonna do it soon, and we're gonna it's gonna be awesome. Black Cat Whiteface, what's up, brother? I'm gonna have Black Cat come on the show one of these days too. Man.
What's ODTTF?
ODTTF.
Overdose. DTF is me, and Panda is you.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, wait, down to
no,
daytime Frank.
What's going on here?
And it's like when the wife comes into the screen, and everyone said, "Mrs. DTF."
Yeah, so we have a lot of juice. I actually, I spent the last 2 days. We had to go to the coast and shit, but which is a couple hours from here. So
we had a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Photography.
And we had a lot of pictures and stuff, but But what I've been doing the last 2 days is cleaning out all the RDAs and tanks and shit that we have here, and you kind of like lose track of how much stuff you have.
I just did that today too. I got rid of I had a whole bunch of recipes that I just either didn't bake or they just didn't turn out the way I wanted them to, and I just had on the kitchen counter under the cabinet. I had all these bottles. I'm like, you know what? I'm dumping this shit, cleaning them out. Bottles that I couldn't clean out went in the trash. And
I tell you what, it's hard to dump out a liquid. It is.
It can. I've gotten to the point now that I just got so disgusted with it. I'm like, here, it's gone. It's not worth the shit. It's gone.
There's been so many times I've been trying to save a recipe, and you just keep adding to it, and pretty soon it's just this disgusting mix, and you finally get
it's steeped a year. It might actually be good.
Tell them about the they were talking about Kilio cereal. Tell them about our experience with the one that I bought.
Well, so we bought Kilo cereal milk, and it's an old flavor. I mean, it's like one of their old Kilo flavors.
Yeah, for a while. I remember that one.
It's not good. It's just not good. It's not.
I don't know. He said he likes it. I was like, I don't know. Maybe we got a bad one or something, but it was gross.
No, that was not good. It was not good. I mean, but some people might have a lot of history with that because it's been around forever. So, but like I was saying,
kind of like what's the other one? Well, Avail's making Charlie's Chalk Dust now. That's another classic one. What's the other one? Oh, shoot. I want to say they're out of Texas or something. They're real popular. They were real popular. You don't really hear that much about them anymore. But they were like the premium, $30 for a 30 mil type of e-liquid. Oh, heck. This happens as you get old, you forget shit. But
absolutely. I'm with you there.
Thursday I'll be 47. So.
Oh, yeah. You got 10 years on me. I feel like a young boy now. So I wanted to say something though. I wanted to say, if you guys don't watch Black Cat Whiteface, go check him out. His YouTube channel is actually becoming one of my favorite YouTube channels. Just like he's like the ASMR of vaping. The man is so calm and has such a good attitude and always has a smile on his face. And whenever I'm feeling down or something, or if I'm feeling a little bit low, you go watch some Black Cat videos. That motherfucker will always cheer me up. Just without fail. I really enjoy his videos, and so I would love to have him come on the show sometime. We'll have to get him on here, and
live at 5.
And go check him out, you guys. He just does some really great content. He does coil builds, obviously, but to me, it's so much less about that, about the coil building. It's more about just getting to hang out with him. It's awesome.
Shane Smith, I'm actually going to probably end up showing up in his house and just doing it live with him. I work right, a lot of times I work right near where he lives. So he's always like, "Oh, come on over." I'm like, "You sure?" Because I will. He's like, "Hell yeah."
I would love that. I would love to see that video.
Oh, yeah.
So Shane Smith said he still vapes Mother's Milk once in a blue moon. I'll tell you what, that's one of the only old school flavors that, in my opinion, still holds up just as well today as it did the first day I tried it. Pip really had something special with that flavor. She really, really did.
Usually anything with strawberry is going to sell.
That's true. That's true. Absolutely.
My recipes I do to have strawberry in it, that video or the comments or anything on ELR, all the flavors and all that, they always get good reviews.
So Shane Smith said, and I've seen people talking about here, we'll get ready to call it a night, but he said the EVS vanilla custard, that's emergency vape stash vanilla custard. I tell you what, if you haven't had a chance to try that shit, it is, in my opinion, one of the best, I'm not even going to say custards, it's just one of the best e-liquids that I've had in the last 3 or 4 years. It is amazing. So give it a shot. Giz was saying he wanted to compare it to his new product, which I'm also a huge fan of. I filmed the review, thank God. But I've already vaped that whole bottle of his e-liquid. But it is completely different. It's the emergency vape stash is a much denser vanilla flavor, whereas Giz's flavor is a much fluffier, I guess is one way to put it. Some are fluffy, kind of light. Almost, I get like the odor of like fresh pancakes without butter or syrup or anything. Just like a nice light fluffy pancake aroma and a really nice light flavor, very fluffy. It's a very good e-liquid, but it's completely different than the emergency vape stash. Emergency vape stash is more just like a hammer of fucking vanilla across the face, which works really well too. So a couple other things I wanted to say. I guess that was it. ASMR Scottish spastic. It's like ASMR for people who have ADD like me. So, and Shane Smith said he needs to try Gizzy's custard. You do. I highly recommend it. I think it's an amazing flavor. Reviews coming very soon. Give it a really good score. Not just because he's my homeboy, but I did say that at the beginning. At the beginning of the video, I do say, take this for what you will. This is coming from a very, very close friend of mine. And so I'm not 100% objective about this.
He's been vaping it ever since he's got it.
It's gone. I have like a tiny little bit left. I'm kind of like babying it.
I asked him, I'm like, can I try it? And he like thinks a bit. And he's like, okay.
Oh, yes. Okay, so I'm going to go through what I've been vaping this week, then we're going to call it a night. We don't have any coils for tonight. Man, everybody better get off their asses and put some coils in for next week. Black Cat, I tell you what, you better have some coils for next week, man. You send me some coils and we'll display them here on the coil showcase. That would be amazing. I would love to have that. We've never featured it.
Sport Life Giz says, this one is still in rotation. Yes, that stuff is amazing. It's
Coil Vape makes amazing e-liquids.
Yeah, Dean is really phenomenal.
Yep, he is. He really, really is. Okay, so what I've been vaping a lot of mouth-to-lung pod things. I got my Sworn Vagon here, which I need new pods for. Got my Nexus. I have Panda's Pearl. I have my Easy Watt from Innikin with a Endura T20 tank on there. I have my Q-Box all-in-one. This is a great little mouth-to-lung deal.
Mouth-to-lung, send some coils in.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Send some coils in, buddy. You can either send them to OverDose Vapes at yahoo.com, or you can hit me up on Facebook and send them through Messenger. I have this little Artery Pal, this great little mouth-to-lung thing. I've done a lot of Nick Salt stuff lately, so it is what it is. Here's the last little bit of the fucking Gizzard's custard that I have left. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm running low too.
Rough. But the reason why I'm doing so much Nick Salt stuff lately is because there's so many great Nick Salt e-liquids out right now. I had the Basics line, which I was crazy obsessed with for a while.
Vaptasia just sent you some too.
And then Vaptasia, that's why I have all these right now, because I have they sent me the Killer Custard Nick Salts, and which has been really good, of course. But also they sent the Milk of the Poppy, which I'm not a fan of in the main line, like regular freebase Nick. But in the more mouth-to-lung, more sedate kind of lower watt experience of it, it's really good. It's really, really good. I've been enjoying it. Since I cleaned out all my RDAs and shit, and I'm almost embarrassed to say how much stuff we have. And, bear in mind, 90% of the stuff we bought ourselves, okay? So we don't get a lot of hardware for review. But just for my stuff, this isn't counting Panda stuff, I have 34 tanks. Mostly RTAs, a few sub-ohm tanks, and I have like 47 RDAs. It took me literally 2 days to clean them all out.
Usually, when we buy stuff in twos, so I need a lot of cleaning to do too.
She has roughly the same amount of stuff. I didn't count my mods or anything because I got tired of counting stuff at a certain point. But honestly, it took me 2 days of I was just working on it, cleaning shit out, burning coils off. But I was going to clean the mods and shit, but I just got tired of it at a certain point. So, but when I'm vaping, since I clean all that stuff out, I've been fucking with some shit that I don't normally fuck with, which is this little single coil. What's this single coil? What the hell is this?
What's that, Kylan?
This is the Solomon 2 from Case.
Oh, okay.
This is dual coil, isn't it?
No, Solomon 2 is a single.
Single. Okay, and I have this on the Aspire, whatever this job is, Skystar Revo. Yeah. This is a great little mod. Love this mod. So I'm messing with that. I have this Milk King strawberry that we heard a lot about it. Bought it. It came totally unsteeped. Look how clear it is.
Yeah, I'm waiting for mine.
It looks inky. Is this strawberry cream? So it should have some color to it. And it's
exactly. And even the other one, which is cereal.
This is strawberry cream. You can kind of see. There's color to it.
It should have some color.
Even the other one is a cereal milk and it's clear as day, so it needs to steep big time.
This shit is straight up not. It is brand new. So even that, I still am vaping a little bit. It's still good, but I'm waiting for it to kind of really get up there. Do you have jewelry cleaner, Travis? Parts washer thingy? No, I don't. I've been literally cleaning these all out by hand. I do not have an ultrasonic cleaner. So I need to get one. I tell you what, after this experience of cleaning shit for 2 days, an ultrasonic cleaner is in my future. Still vaping. I love Milkman. This is the Mad Hatter Milkman collaboration. It's the mango milk. Very good stuff. I have that.
See, I put the other one on your desk.
I did, yeah. I have that on my Sub-Zero X with the Aeolus light with a Trinity glass hardware top cap on it. This is, man, it's always so. Let's see if I can remember all these names.
You better not break that.
I'm not.
That's mine.
Drop Solo on the with the code 69 from Drip Code. Best peanut butter jelly I've ever had. Almost gone. What else I got? I got the Doze V2 on the.
I vaped that in like 2 days. That peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, yours is all gone. On the Phantom, I have. That's what I'm vaping the Frupa on. I bought a bunch of tanks. I don't ever mess with tanks. Got the original OBS on this. Oh, what the hell's the name of this thing? The Arctic Dolphin. Is that cool little? It was a cool little mod. I like it. Not bad.
Just retired my OBS. I just put it in the retirement box.
Is that right?
Yeah, I still haven't even put the build in on the OBS 2 yet.
Oh, you're gonna love it. It's so amazing. It's such a great.
Now that I got the Dead Rabbit, I don't know. I mean, this Dead Rabbit RTA, this is going to be the tank of the year.
You're still gonna like that OBS 2. It's so good. Rocking the Dead Rabbit. Speaking of the Dead Rabbit, rocking the Dead Rabbit on my V-God, my new V-God, with some White Girl. I got my HPriv 2 from Smock. I have on
old school HPriv.
Yeah, and I have the OBS. What the hell is this one?
Is it the sub-ohm tank?
No, this is the OBS. I can't tell because I got the.
Oh, is it the Cyrus or something? Is that the one that came out before the engine?
That's the Cyrus, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Cyrus. I have my, what do you call it? CBD oil stuff in here from Koi. Really good stuff. Rocking the Rig Squonk with my Stage Vape Venus. And I have White Girl in there as well. I'm rocking this Draco kit from OBS. I got a lot of OBS stuff.
Yeah.
And this has got this OBS little
sub-ohm tank.
Sub-ohm tank on it, which is really nice, actually.
It's like a 2 mil capacity or something. Looks kind of short.
It's small. It's super short. Yeah, I think it's 2 or 3 mils. Probably 2 because it's probably TPD compliant. Rocking this, rocking some Kenny B coils. I had some stuff I wanted to show off. I
got to get me some Kenny B's.
Man, I got mad love for Kenny B. He's a great, great person. Also rocking this Hip Hop Cotton along with these Cotton Jacks. These are really good as well. Check these out. Also, the same company who makes that, which is Vivid Smoke, also makes this little vape tool, which has a little, like a little pointer on one end. It's very sharp, but it's like angled poker. And it's got a Phillips head screwdriver on the other end, and it's all knurled on the middle. It's nice. And it's got a little...
the little poker thingy, you could just go to Walgreens and get that.
But this also has a... so this is 3 millimeter here on this end, right? And it has a little hole right here. So you can put your wire through it and then build your coils on there.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
It's got a little hole right there.
Check that out, yeah.
So you put it in there. So it's like a little coiling device, also a screwdriver, also a poker. It's super cheap, and it's honestly, this is like the only tool I've been using because it's just one tool. So. And when I first got it, I thought same thing as you thought. That I have 1,000 things that do this until I kind of really wrap my head around what it is, and I'm like, that's super fucking convenient. So I use it a lot, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much it that I'm vaping. A lot of stuff, but there's more. But I kind of, like I said, I cleaned everything out, and so I put a lot of stuff away. And this is like the core, what I needed to continue. Oh yeah, I got the stack mod with the Troll V2, and I'm rocking. Who fucking knows what juice I'm rocking in there? something in there. But that's it.
Isn't that the custard in there?
I don't know.
That's why I vaped off of it last night. I thought it was the custard.
Which custard?
From Gids.
I think you're right. I think that's what it is. It's not a very good use of my last little bit of custard, but fucking throwing 8 volts at it. But I also have, so as part of the giveaway coming up soon, I also have some DIY stuff that I've been kind of messing around with quite a bit. Not just White Girl, but also I have one called Chubby Chaser, which is a custard cake thing. It's good. It's not It's not as good as I was hoping, but I'm going to send it out to people, let them try it. But I also have one called Cobra Cake, which is a lemon pound cake custard, which is actually really, really good. Panda hates it, but I've sent it out.
I'm not a lemon person at all, though.
And it's got like Nana's lemon cake and shit in it.
It has to be like a sweet lemon for me to like it.
It's a layered lemon. It's a really kind of what I call like an adult kind of flavor.
Yeah.
I've sent it out before to Homegirl. She doesn't ever watch the show anymore, but she used to watch the show a lot. I sent her a bottle. I can't remember what her name is. I'm sorry. I'm blanking. But I sent her a bottle. She loved it. And so I kept making it. And I have a bottle that's been steeping for about 3 months. And so the next giveaway I do, I'm going to send out 30 ml bottles of all 3 of those flavors to somebody. So stay tuned for that. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I want to thank so much Frank for coming and hanging out with us.
No problem. Appreciate it.
I want to thank all the people that subscribed to me tonight. I got so many subscribers. I feel all the love.
Yeah, this weekend I've actually done pretty good myself. I got to check and see what it is, but it went up a little bit. A couple tonight. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Good. Everybody go subscribe to Frank, man, and to Panda both. They both deserve your subscription.
Yeah, I need to subscribe to Frank when the show's over.
Absolutely.
I thought you were sub to me, Panda. You weren't?
Was I?
Yeah, I thought so, but you only double check that because you know how YouTube's been screwing that up. Because
a couple of people were like, I was subscribed to you, but now I'm not.
I'll tell you what.
I'm actually with Daniel. He was subbed to me, and then it unsubbed him, and he resubbed again.
Can't trust YouTube. Can't. No. Gotta stay. If you enjoy somebody's content, you gotta like manually go check that shit out. Yeah. So I will say that somebody said that emergency vape stashes vanilla custard blows away killer custard. I have to agree with that wholeheartedly. If you're looking for a really good commercial, like big fucking 100 ml bottles of custard, you can't go wrong with emergency vape stash. It's a good price. It's good value. It's a good juice. So. And then Mad Dog Vapes, he said that he's giving Royal Vapes Raspberry Donut. Not a fan of that particular e-liquid, but they make a donut custard e-liquid, which I think is amazing. Virgil, what up, dog?
You talking about the Royal Vapes out of the UK?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They make a lot of good
much about him lately.
He's still plugging along.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then a couple other shout outs I wanted to do. We talked about it a little bit in the show, but Smacks e-liquid. That's a good friend of mine. Her name is Tyra Pham. She is come on, Panda.
I'm sorry.
She's subbed to my channel.
I was subscribing to him and it started over.
Tyra Pham is a good friend of mine. She's the brains behind Smacks e-liquid, and they make a ton of great e-liquids, and I highly recommend you guys check them out as well. They don't get as much play as they should. From the packaging to the liquids to the promotion, it's all genius, and so I highly recommend that as well. If you're looking for commercial e-liquids with like a different take on flavors, she's got some really interesting flavors. She's got like an Italian cake with fucking coffee and all these different flavors. Pony on acid, which is like this fruit thing that's just amazing.
I've heard that one before,
it's like a very like unique flavor. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
I couldn't pinpoint what it was when I reviewed it. I was like, it's just good.
Absolutely. And also, Juan Castillo says, go subscribe to all the coil builders in here on IG, Saturation Station, Black Cat Whiteface, ADV, Kenny B Vapes, Juan Castillo himself. All these guys, they all deserve your follow over there on Instagram. Yes. Thank you to everybody for coming out. Support each other. That's because we're all we got, man. This is the community that we built, and let's take care of it. So
there's been a lot of BS in the community over the last week or two. A lot of crap going on. Just see past it.
Stay in your own lane. Don't let these motherfuckers get you down. We're doing our thing. Let them do their thing. Haters are gonna hate. That's how it goes.
That's right.
Haters gonna hate.
That's it. You're gonna hate. I felt like a douchebag saying it, but it's so true. So
it is.
All right. So
they're just trying to stir up shit to try to help their numbers. They don't care about anybody else.
Yep. Bring drama to them so everyone watches them.
Yep. Fuck that shit. All right. Good night, everybody. Love you guys so much. Peace out.
See you, everybody.
Actually, stop it.